Oh, bada bing, bada boom. Welcome back to another Reddit video, guys. We're doing another Reddit video. I want to say thank you for the support that y'all been showing to the channel. I really appreciate it. More videos to come. So today, I wanted to do another Reddit video about creepy things. The last Reddit video I made was also a creepy subject, but it wasn't real. None of it was real. Not even me. But this subreddit I went to called Paranormal Encounters shows people going through crazy stuff in real life. Hopefully. A lot of Reddit motherfuckers like lying. Y'all wouldn't lie to me, right? You wouldn't lie to this face, right? I find this topic very interesting because in my last video, we went through nightmares. If y'all enjoyed this video and y'all haven't seen the nightmare video, I would advise y'all to go back and watch it because it would support me and I feel like everyone would like that video. I like the video a lot. But we all have nightmares. We all get dreams. We all get nightmares. But not a lot of us have gone through these ghost encounters, these paranormal encounters. So I want to see what type of stories these people go through. Hopefully make sense of this stuff. Let's get into it. This first story is called I Saw Two White Figures Running Through the Woods. Now, I wasn't scared of these figures because they were white. If they were a darker color, I would have been scared. I'm joking, guys. That's not what it says. Hey, I just wanted to share a recent experience that I had and I can't stop thinking about it. I was sitting on my back deck photographing some hummingbirds during sunset when I looked up to see two white figures running through the woods in my backyard. They looked relatively short and skinny. Oh, so you saw me? Could have been more than 5 feet tall. Okay, whoa. 5 feet tall is not short. How dare you? 5 is a lot. They made absolutely no sound as they ran, and I followed them with my eyes until they disappeared deeper into the bush. So I'm assuming one of these figures was a guy and one of them was a girl because you said one of them jumped into one of their bushes. Leave them alone, bro. Stop dirt wheeling. Stop cucking these people. You're being a cuck right now. Just let Slenderman and his wife have fun, bro. I think it could have been the next door neighbor's kids trespassing. I'm confident it was the neighbor's kids. They're fucking ugly. They're stupid. It had to be my sister's kids. Like shit about your nieces and nephews, bro. What I just can't get past is how quiet they were. Oh yeah. It couldn't have been my nieces and nephews. They fucking don't shut the fuck up. I didn't hear Cocomelon surrounding them, so I couldn't have been them dumbass kids of mine. As well as how they just appeared as white figures. I couldn't make out any clothes or details of any kind. It just kind of looked like two small shadow figures, but white. Anyone else see something similar? Now, I feel like if you see this white figure again and again at night, that lets you know that you should probably look in the woods and go find some notes on trees. If you collect like 8 notes, you probably will be fine. Or just tell your neighbor's kids to shut the fuck up. Or just let Slenderman and his wife fuck. That's what I gotta say. Alright, let's go to the next one. Mirror in the hall. Parentheses, really happened to me. Oh, this is trustworthy, I believe him. An absolutely true story that happened to me when I was 17 years old. I was born in Russia. We have a tradition, perhaps it exists in other countries too, that if someone passes away, all the mirrors in the house need to be covered for some time. So my grandfather passed away, and a couple of days later, after we had organized the funeral, our apartment was filled with people. My mom and other women were bustling around, bustling around in the kitchen, preparing snacks for the guests. Right at the end of the hallway leading from the kitchen, there is a huge mirror that no one had covered. Everyone left the kitchen and went to the living room, and I decided to go to the bathroom. On my way to the bathroom, I glanced into the mirror and saw my grandfather standing in the kitchen behind me. For the first half second, I didn't realize what had happened, but then a cold sweat covered my body. I quickly turned around from the mirror and of course, no one was in the kitchen. I looked in the mirror again and I saw my grandfather grabbing my shoulders and whispering in my ear to tell nobody. Your grandpa is Joe Biden. Naturally, I was scared out of my mind and ran back to the room. I told my mom about it and she covered the mirror. It's been 10 years since that day. I long since left Russia. But that day, that moment, I remember as if it were yesterday. I am 100% convinced that I saw his spirit. Now, so was your grandpa with clothes on or was he naked? Because that's the thing that goes through my head. If he was a spirit, will he have worn the clothes that he's wearing in the casket? Would he have worn the clothes that he wore when he died? How did he die? Was he butt naked? Because if he was butt naked, that would be fucking creepy as fuck. I think of that woman from It Chapter 2, where she was butt naked. That's what I think of a lot. I would hope that my grandparents were clothed. I would have been scared because I'm like, why was there 3 legs dangling next to my face? Apparently, this is also a tradition in multiple cultures. There's a comment that says, "Oh my god, it's the same in my culture. Mirrors are closed for 12 days after someone passes away." I really didn't know the supernatural side of it. I thought since we're in the morning, checking out reflection on mirror is a part of ensuring that we look good, so it's avoiding that. So I guess it's like saying, oh, so someone passed away, don't be so selfish, I guess. Don't be worrying about yourself. Those small things don't matter because someone passed away. That's what I'm assuming this like superstition means. My mom also explained to me that a mirror is like a gate for spirits. So if you don't want them to stay with you, you should cover all the mirrors in the house. After that thing happened to me, she just said he wanted to say a last goodbye to you. And it scared the hell out. I wanted to say one last goodbye to you. Don't worry. Meanwhile, her grandpa was like, "I always thought you looked like your grandmother. Her grandmother was one smoking lady." Okay, I'm sorry. This is disgusting. I know, I'm sorry. Okay, what I need to say is so apparently it's a Jewish tradition to cover mirrors. I heard it was to decrease vanity, but the ghosting sounds more like where it originated. So I guess apparently it's a tradition in a lot of cultures. What I'm concluding is that they don't want you to worry about yourself, basically. Your appearance means nothing. Cease. Basically saying, don't worry about yourself, bro. There's other people. This motherfucker just died. You think her grandpa, when he was naked, you think he was jerking off one last time to see like, oh, maybe I still got it, and he had a heart attack? I don't know. I don't know why I'm thinking he was naked. There's nothing in the story that said he was naked. Okay, anyways, so let's go to another one. Okay, now this story is kind of long. Why I don't play with Ouija boards anymore. There will be two stories here. The first one is super creepy, and the second one is more sad. I might read the first one. The second one, let's just see. The first story takes us back to the 2000s. I was a little girl celebrating my friend's birthday. She always had a Halloween party to celebrate because that's when her birthday happened to be. She always talked about her basement and how it felt weird, and she didn't like staying down there alone. Well, having 10 or so 10-year-old girls sleeping over on Halloween night isn't exactly bedroom material, so her mom and grandma set us up in the basement. There, we played those weird games like light as a feather, stiff as a board. You know, fun fact to all of y'all. You know, light as a feather, stiff as a board? That second part was named after me. When some of us started to get tired, we brought out the Ouija board. A few of our friends were spooked, so they didn't want to participate. We asked innocent questions like kids usually do. Who is the birthday girl gonna marry? How old we're gonna be when we have kids? Stuff like that. I like to think the fucking Ouija board ghosts could be sassy. They're like, when are we gonna get married? The ghost's like, I don't fucking know. Like, probably never. You'll have kids. Not a husband. Who am I gonna marry? I don't fucking know. Why the fuck are you asking me? Your mom is asking you the same. You're 21. Your mom is also asking you, when are you gonna get a boyfriend? When are you gonna move out? Your mom is on the Ouija board. When is my daughter gonna marry someone, please? She's 31 with no husband. Okay, so after they asked all that shit, I remember I asked a question about myself and it replied dead, which was weird. Some of the girls got spooked even more by that. Then a girl screamed and said she saw something behind me in the mirror. We stopped after that. Is this the same girl with their grandpa? For a few hours, three of us, including me and the birthday girl, couldn't sleep. We weren't sure if the board was real or not. So we decided we'd try one more time while everyone was asleep, thinking that since they didn't want to play, it'd be better that way. We were close to 3 a.m. What we heard is the witching hour. That's fucking risky. 3 a.m. to do this type of stuff? Aren't you scared that Minecraft Steve will pop out the mirror? You don't think Mr. Skibbity Toilet will come out the mirror at 3 a.m.? You don't think J-Station will pop out the mirror? Or that one guy, I forgot the one with the color hair. I forgot about him. Here that we were about 10 and 11 years old, dumb, and have no idea what the fuck we were doing or who we were talking to. We asked the board if it could do something for us. We said at 3:15 a.m. to have the girl who saw something in the mirror to wake up and say something to us. It was 15 years ago, so I don't remember what we asked this girl to say. All I know is we asked her to look into the mirror and say it. 3:15 was about 20 or so minutes from when we asked the question. I remember us saying goodbye to the board and putting it away. The three of us were talking about how impossible our ask was when 3:15 hit. We knew it was 3:15 a.m. because her basement had a big father clock and didn't ring anymore, but the clock function still worked. We were waiting, and right before that time had changed to 3:16 a.m., it happened. The girl shot straight up from her blankets, looked straight at the mirror with her eyes closed. She whispered what we asked her to say, then dropped to her pillow like nothing ever happened. I just imagine like the ghost, they asked her to say something like, oh, tell us what the beyond looks like. And she wakes up, looks at them, and says, your drip, whack as fuck. And just goes back to sleep, and you're just like, what the fuck? what's wrong with my fit? We all looked at each other, frozen. No other girl that was sleeping stirred. None of them moved not 1 centimeter. We were so freaked out that we didn't sleep until the sun came up. We got 3 hours of sleep tops that night. This is my first ever Ouija board experience, and that changed the way I viewed spirits forever. I still think about it and feel guilty that I basically asked one of my friends to be possessed. Needless to say, don't ever do that. I want to know if you're still friends with that girl. I wonder how she is now. I wonder if she's like an alcoholic. I bet you she was like an innocent girl, you know, just like a dolly girl, like, oh my god, like, y'all want to play dolls and shit. And ever since then, she's like, what's her name? Girl from Miranda show. Miranda Bynes, she's just like her. That was the first story. Now the second story, let me see if this was like fucked up. Now I remember reading the second story. I don't want to go way deep into it, but it basically said there was one student who died. She didn't know him like that, but she had mutual friends with him. They basically did a Ouija board. Basically, he was possessing the board. He was saying his jersey number, and then they thought that it was this girl who was manipulating the board because they thought that the board didn't work and shit. And she was like, no, the board fucking works. Look, we're gonna do it. I'm gonna be the one to step up. I'm gonna actually do like the shit because I know y'all don't fuck with this shit. The board was seemingly possessed by this student who died. And they were getting mad at the girl. Like saying like, oh, you're fucking lying. Why are you doing this shit? You're trying to fuck with us. You're disgusting. She's like, no, bro, I'm not doing shit. I'm telling you, this shit's real. I don't know nothing about this guy. I never talked to him like that. And the girls were like crying. They were skeptic as fuck. They were like, no way. They were screaming at her and shit. Like I said, this is kind of a deep story. This kind of a fucked up story. It's like the overall summary of the second story. What I want to say to that is, don't be that friend, please. I know you're well-hearted. You're like, look, guys, it's real. You weren't expecting the fucking board to be possessed by one of their dead friends. I know that wasn't your fault, but like, I hope you know now not to ever do this shit ever again. Personally, I don't fuck with Ouija boards at all. I'm too scared to do that shit. Fuck that shit. Because it's shit like this, I honestly believe shit like this because this shit is too fucked up. Okay, now let's go to this last story. I think this last story is very interesting. I think something is haunting my home. 2 weeks ago, my dad left home to go to work in Mindanao. Oh my god, these names are fucking killing me. I was excited because he was going to bring gifts such as food and toys. Selfish. I'm over here thinking you're excited to see your dad finally fucking care about toys and shit. A week or two later, perhaps in the afternoon, I heard a familiar voice. It was my dad, and my mom was talking to him. I sighed and focused on my iPad. Wait, weren't you just saying? Weren't you just saying you were fucking excited? She was like listening to the door, like, I don't hear no wrapping paper. My dad's here. A few minutes later, my dad knocked on the door. When I opened it, I saw him. He wore a gray shirt. Why am I mentioning this? It's important later. Because his shirt was whack. No type of drip. My dad hugged each other and talked for a bit. I don't remember much about the conversation, but I remember him saying, tomorrow, I'll show you something. He was acting really weird, but he's a weird guy, so I don't mind it. After that, I went to sleep. A few hours later, I woke up in the middle of the night. I was a bit dizzy, so I went to get a glass of water. When I checked my parents' room, I saw that only my mom is there. I asked, Mom, where's Dad? Did he leave? My mom replied, what? Your dad is still in the vow. I was fucking flabbergasted. My dad was still in the vow? Then who the fuck did I hug? Maybe it was your naked dead grandpa. I explained it to my mom about what happened and that I literally heard her talking to my dad, but she denied it. The next morning, I talked to my mom about going to the mall. Mom was feeling unwell. She said that dad can let me go to SM when he comes back. That's when the memory of what happened last night flooded back. I told her what happened again, and she was as shocked as me. Then she called my dad explaining what I told him. I started freaking out when she had said that he was wearing a gray shirt the day before. She's like, you wearing a gray shirt? Take that shit off, bruh. Get better drip. Gray? A few weeks later, I forgot about the experience. My mom walked up to me and asked if I went to their bedroom and opened the closet. I said no, and she said that she saw someone opening the closet. She didn't mind it since she thought it was me. And obviously it wasn't. I stayed up all night, so my friend who was living with me didn't leave the room. I didn't leave either since I was too busy watching TikTok. I was too busy watching Skibidi Toilet and Fortnite moments. Dad thinks someone is haunting this area. I didn't think the house is haunted since no one died in this house. Plus my dad built it. Maybe your dad killed somebody and put the house over the dead body. Have you ever thought of that? My theory is that an Encanto is toying with us. Encantos are deities and natural spirits that Filipinos used to worship and respect during the pre-colonial times. Although this theory could be easily disproven, perhaps a gust of wind could have opened the closet. See, people like you die in horror movies. Oh, it was just the wind. No, bruh. Perhaps a gust of wind opened the closet. The only question I have is who the fuck did I hug a few weeks ago? If it's not my father, then who it was? It was your grandpa. Your naked dead grandpa. It was the dead body your dad killed. With all the mud and like leaves and shit. So what are your thoughts on this? What's the theory that y'all... Who the fuck did this person hug? Because now I'm thinking to myself. Let's see what the comments have to say about this. The neighbor? I'm trying to think what could have been. What do y'all think it could have been? Because personally, I have a few theories. One, your mom has an affair and you're a kid, you're dumb, and you just thought, oh, my mom is kissing that man. That has to be my dad, right? Do you think that it was like a dream of some sort that seemed real as fuck? I don't know. I'm trying to think what it could have been. What are y'all's theories? What do you think it could possibly be that this woman, that this girl is fucking? Honestly, think it was your mom's having an affair, and when you're a little kid, you're dumb as fuck, and you think everybody is your dad. Is this my new daddy? I think that's it for today's video. Like and subscribe. Follow my socials. Follow my Instagram and TikTok. The links will be in the description. If y'all enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. Thank y'all for all the support that I've been doing for my YouTube channel. I really appreciate it. More videos to come. If you have more topics that y'all want me to discuss, comment down below or send me some topics through Instagram. I'll see you on the next video. Take care and peace.